amazing attackers. 97, Lewandowski. What can I say? Lewandowski is exceptional player, great strength, a little bit of balance. Yeah, this is the last pack I ran. This is the last pack. I don't think that we are going to get any more. One more is going to be International Cup Player of the Week and probably the Player of the Tournaments. So 2 more packs I think I will going to get for the World Cup. But I think they will do Player of the Week and World Cup and Best World Cup players into one. Knowing Konami, they are not going to do 2 separate packs. They will do it 1 pack, everything. So finishing great, kicking power needs to be better. Your kicking power with Lewandowski needs to be at least 88, and finishing needs to be 90. Ball control, dribbling, and tight possession is surprisingly good with him. You can increase dribbling and tight possession to 75, and he will be even better. Low pass needs to be 70, and the rest you allocate on his acceleration and speed, and you will have again the uber beast of Lewandowski scorer. And this one is normal. It's not super sub or anything, but with unwavering form, it's going to be always good. And I don't know, guys. I actually don't know if these players are going to get updated with the forms like regular ones, because these players are from the national teams actually. Hence, they are not having any badge for which club are they playing. So I don't know if they are going to get any forms, but they didn't get any forms updated with the national teams playing just right now on the tournament. So I think they will get the forms, or maybe they will start constantly BC4. I don't know. That's my assumption. We will see what Konami is going to bring to us. Next up is Joao Felix, creative playmaker, secondary striker. I will use him as advanced midfielder or secondary striker. But for that, you need to increase his place kicking, so curl needs to be increased to at least 80. Finishing needs to be at least 80 as well. Ball control, dribbling, tight possession needs to be 88. You can go to the 90, but then you risk of losing the points to allocate on the other places. Passing needs to be on 82. And then the rest is going to be allocated on speed and acceleration. Kicking power with place curl and higher finishing, it's going to be decent. So good to know, good to know. Grealish, again, creative playmaker, but you develop this player as an actual winger. He can play as an advanced midfielder, he can play as a secondary striker, but I would actually play him as a left midfielder or left winger, especially because his dribbling, ball control, and tight possession is great. You can increase everything on the 90. Then low pass needs to be increased on 85. Finishing needs to be 75. With that, you will increase curl on 80. And the rest you need to allocate on his speed and acceleration. And you will have a perfect player who is playing from the sides. But honestly, with the speed 71, you need to increase it to 80, 82, and acceleration needs to be increased to 85, and then you will have decent guy who can run with the ball on the flanks and cover everything. But for advanced midfielder, that would be exceptional, because with the ability of passing to 85 and place curl and everything, you can outside curl every ball with him, and you will have a great player. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. As a secondary striker or an advanced midfielder, you can play him on the flanks, but he's not that fast. He has good acceleration, but his speed is a little bit slower. So exactly like Tadic. Pulisic, on the other hand, already has decent speed. Acceleration can be on 90, speed can be on 88. Ball control, dribbling, and tight possession needs to be on 88. Low pass, 85. And then the rest of points you allocate on his finishing and curl. But yeah, that is how you play Pulisic. And Pulisic is right or left winger, so he has more prolific running skills than the Grealish, and he's also super sub. So yeah, he doesn't have any finishing moves, but he has, well, heel trick, Scotch move, double touch. But yeah, nevertheless, Son Heung-min is beast. In every version, he is beast. Sorry, guys. So you increase his ball control, dribbling, type possession. Now, yeah, you can develop Son to be center forward. You can develop Son to be winger, or you can develop Son to be secondary striker. It depends on you. If you are going to develop Son as a striker, center forward, you need to have his dribbling around 80, low pass 75. The rest you need to allocate speed on 88, acceleration on 88, kicking power, and finishing. And that is how, and physical contact needs to be 65. That is if you want to have Son as a center forward. If you want to have Son as a secondary striker, speed and acceleration 90, ball control, dribbling type possession 85, low pass 85, and finishing you don't need to touch. Physical contact needs to be 65. If you want to have Son flanker, 65 is a must on physical contact, and balance needs to be on 80. Speed and acceleration needs to be around 88, and dribbling, it needs to be around 85, and the rest of the points you allocate on his low pass, because finishing is already good, kicking power is decent, and with increase of speed, you will increase his kicking power. So you will have that. So you can develop Son to be 3 different players in one, and it just depends on you. Gnabry as well. He's lower version of Son. He's decent, but Son is uber player. Ball control, dribbling, and tight possession. With Gnabry, I would develop him as a winger because he is a winger, and that's it. He doesn't have any skill set to be in as advanced midfielder, even though that is shadowed on the possessions that he can play. But honestly, ball control, dribbling, and tight possession needs to be around 85. Speed needs to be around 88. Acceleration needs to be around 90. And now depends on if you want to have him as a finisher, then you increase his finishing and kicking power. Well, kicking power is going to be increased with speed. But if you want to have him as one who will going to cross from the sides, then you need to increase more on the low pass and lofted pass as much as you can. I prefer to have low pass 85, lofted pass around 82, and that's it. And the low stamina, that means he's going to be more. No, he's not going to be good as Son. Still, he's going to be good as for one half. Son can play honestly the entirety of the team, and Gnabry will only be good for one half. If you put quick counter on Gnabry, then he could play until the 70th minute. But before that, no. En Nasiri, a decent goal poacher. He needs to have ball control, dribbling, type possession around 75, so he can control the ball when he's running with it. Passing needs to be at least 65, and he's not the player that you need to pass the ball to. You are going to target him. Hence the heading and then jumping 84. Increase his speed to 80 and acceleration to 82. Oh, sorry, speed to 85 and acceleration to 82, then you will increase his kicking power, and what is the rest of the points you need to allocate on his finishing. But yeah, good for crossing. He's good for crossing and for, well, deflections in the penalty area, actually. Long range shooting he has, double touch, but I don't think he's going to perform the double touch like Neymar. So area superiority, penalty specialist, first time shot, acrobatic finishing, long range shooting, heading. So yeah, good for crossing. Pablo Sarabia. I don't know if I saw him play on the World Cup, but Pablo Sarabia is basically all-around creative playmaker. He has all-around stuff. So basically, you increase everything on the 80 front. Ball control, dribbling, and tight possession needs to be 85. Low pass, lofted pass, 85. Finishing, 80. Curl, 80. Speed, 82. Acceleration, 80. And you will have all around creative playmaker who is best served as a secondary striker or advanced midfielder. But what Sorabia has is, well, he doesn't have. He used to be super sub. Now he's not. But with long range shooting, dipping shot, I would actually play him as a secondary striker than as a flanker. So yeah, he would be behind my striker instead of Messi actually. So all of these players, I'm going to tell you, Lewandowski is the first. Then comes Son Heung-min. Then comes João Felix. Then comes Pablo Sarabia. Then comes Pulisic. Exactly, without whole player card, he is meh. But actually, he has the stats and attributes to be a whole player. So yeah, it goes like this: Lewandowski, Son, João Felix, Pablo Sarabia, Grealish, Pulisic, Gnabry, and Nasiri. So that is the order of the quality of these players. And all of these players can be, well, these two players can be the main players in Division 1. This can be a backup player, this can be a backup player, this can be a backup player, this can be definitely a backup player. This is on the, well, these two guys are on the, well, tight line to be backup players. Gnabry can be, but yeah. So yeah, that was the review part, guys.